I got blood on my hands right now, and I'm stumbling through the dark in the dawn. I have found new ways, but no, I can't be the one that you need.
Hey guys, it's Yaya and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm introducing the Hibiscus Tea Deep Conditioner. If you're looking for mega slip, this is the one for you. I have received multiple requests for this formula, so go ahead and screenshot it, you guys, so you can go along with me throughout this video, or just save it for later when you want to give it a try yourself. But yes, I have found some really great ingredients that have complemented each other to give this the most slip you've ever experienced. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Our star ingredient this time is the hibiscus herb. You guys have seen me use this in other shampoos and other conditioners. It's one of my favorite herbs to use, and it also gives a really natural color to your product. More than that, if you're looking to regrow your hair or strengthen the hair you already have, reduce itchy scalp, and prevent dandruff and other inflammatory skin issues, definitely look into hibiscus. I've used it for shampoos and other conditioners and other products as well. So definitely look into it, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in with this formula, starting off with phase A, which you can just call this your water phase. We're going to be making the hibiscus tea in order to incorporate into our deep conditioner. Along with that, we have Honeyquat, panthenol, HEC, Garcat, and then also clear hence C. So yeah, let's go through these ingredients now. So I'm starting off with about 150 grams of distilled water that's been heated, so I can go ahead and infuse the hibiscus. However, I did add more distilled water later on because I increased my batch from an 8 ounce to a 10 ounce. You can check the description box for the measurements. I'm using this cute strainer to make this just so much easier, you guys. Definitely check the description box if you want to see where I got this from. It just helps the process, okay? So you see here that the hibiscus has been infused. It's a very rich, beautiful color, and now we have our hibiscus tea. We can go ahead and add our other water-soluble ingredients. I'm starting off with Honeyquat, which is a great conditioning agent, and it's also a humectant. If you want to, omit the glycerin that can add stickiness to your product, this is the perfect substitute. Next up is panthenol, which is basically vitamin B5. It absorbs quickly in the skin to hydrate, moisturize, and it's going to also reduce itchiness and give you some anti-inflammatory properties as well. Very great ingredient to have if you want to condition the hair. We're going to move on to our thickeners. We're using a combination of 3. I have HEC, you guys, and I'm also using Garcat and Clear Handsy. HEC is a plant-based thickener. Is water soluble, and it's going to give you some really great slip. Garcat is a conditioning polymer that's going to give you some great detangling properties to your conditioner. It's going to also help with the viscosity and the actual skin feel of the products. It is naturally derived from gar gum, which you guys have probably heard about before. Next up, we have Clear Hence C. It is also a conditioning polymer, and it's going to enhance the conditioning properties and clarity of your conditioner. What it also is going to do is give you some crazy slip. It definitely helps improve the overall texture of your deep conditioner. It is also plant derived. It's from the cassia seed. So yeah, if you're looking to keep your ingredients pretty natural, this is one to go for. All right, that's it for our water phase. The best way is to agitate this water and then add your powder slowly. Some of them can go ahead and readily disperse, but others need a little bit more of a push because we have limited equipment, and also it's really hard to record and agitate at the same time. I'm just gonna put this into a bigger container and use my immersion blender to really get these powders to hydrate and evenly blend together. If you don't have an immersion blender, this will be very difficult for you, pretty much impossible to complete this entire formula. So at this point, we're just looking to combine the water phase ingredients evenly. We're not looking to completely have a jelly substance at this point. It's going to be slightly jelly, but not too much. This will be emulsion, so don't worry about that. Just place it in about 1 inch or so of water and then place it on the stove on low heat. We're going to heat this up to around the same temperature as our oil phase, okay? While that's heating up, let's move on to phase B, or you can call this your oil phase. Our oil phase will contain very soft EQ65, cityl alcohol, shea butter, coconut oil, and natural seal. Let's go ahead and go through these ingredients for the oil phase right now. Very soft EQ65 is an ester quat. You guys ask me about this ingredient all the time. Yes, it can be used as a primary emulsifier, but it also can just be added as a conditioning agent or a thickener. So it doesn't have to be used as an emulsifier in your product, okay? It is water soluble, but we're adding it to the oil phase because just for me, it just seems to melt down better this way. This ingredient does take a little extra to work with. The final product needs to be pH balanced below 5 in order to keep this ingredient stable, but it really gives such beautiful texture to your deep conditioner. It's going to increase the manageability of your hair. It's going to give your product some crazy slip, and it just takes a tiny bit. I'm literally using only 2% of this ingredient to get this beautiful texture. Although Very Soft has thickening properties, it is recommended to use maybe 0.5% of cityl alcohol alongside every 1% of the Very Soft to just give your product a little extra texture or extra thickness. So that's what I did here. Compared to other emulsifiers, Very Soft is certified green, is biodegradable, is lightweight, not going to weigh down the hair, and is also water soluble, so it's going to have more of a powdery feel and less of a greasy feel compared to other emulsifiers. All right, let's move on to our shea butter. I really do hope that helped, though. You guys, I have received a lot of requests to talk about Very Soft, okay? So anyway, let's move on to our shea butter. This is a beautiful emollient. This plant butter is nutrient dense. It's gonna definitely protect your hair strands, and it's also got healing properties as well. So you can never go wrong with shea butter. This one is naturally refined, so it's also not gonna have that strong shea butter smell. We're going to use fractionated coconut oil. It also has a very mild smell. These are oils that are not too heavy and really going to complement your deep conditioner, okay? It's also more affordable when you're thinking about a product that you will be rinsing off your hair, but still amazing benefits, okay? So finally, we're using natural seal. This is a natural silicone. It is the plant-based alternative to dimethicone and cyclomethicone. These are silicones that people are very weary of. It's going to really enhance the deep conditioner and give it some great slip, and it's also going to give it some sensory, powdery, fast absorbing, just dry feel almost. It's just really is what you're looking for to give that skin feel, if you know what I mean, to your deep conditioner. All right, I hope that was thorough enough for you guys. We are done with the oil phase. We're going to go ahead and place it also in an inch or so of water and put it on low heat on the stove to completely melt down until it is clear. Once it is clear, you can go ahead and add your water phase, and this is the part that I love, when you combine the water and the oil phase together to create the emulsion. No worries, I scraped out all of that goodness down below. You will see some of that jelliness at the bottom. No worries. Once you use your immersion blender, this will be combined evenly and uniform. All right, that's it. We have created the emulsion, and it is not yet completely stable. It is steaming hot, so please be very careful. But you can see that it's already starting to thicken up, and look how beautiful. Ah, so beautiful. There is a lot of bubbles in here, and we still have to do a lot of other things. We're gonna go ahead and jump into that, but I'm gonna let this sit and cool down for a little bit first, because our cool down phase, we need our product to be on the cooler side to add our heat sensitive ingredients. Okay, so this was after a good maybe 20 minutes, because I let it sit a little longer than I wanted to, but that's okay. Once you mix it up, you're gonna get that uniform look that you're looking for. Okay, it's really beautiful. I'm obsessed with how this came out, and Yeah, everything just kind of just works so well together. All the ingredients in the water phase and oil phase combined perfectly. So let's jump into our cool down phase now that our product is cool enough. Our key ingredient here is the veggie keratin. It is a plant-based alternative to animal keratin. We're also going to have our preservative, vitamin E, fragrance oil, and then also our pH adjusters. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. The veggie keratin, oh my goodness, it has too many benefits to really talk about. It's going to reduce frizziness, improve the combability and elasticity of your hair. It's going to give your hair shine and gloss, and it's also vegan and has less odor than the animal version of keratin. Definitely one to look into for your deep conditioners. Okay, we're gonna also add our preservative. I'm using Yuxil PE9010 just because it's one of my favorite preservatives to use, and also it has a wide range as far as pH goes, and it preserves pretty well. Considering I used the hibiscus tea, I did want to root for liquid dermal plus or even stronger preservative, but I wanted to keep it as natural as possible, so that preservative is paraben free and formaldehyde free, so this is why I chose it. We're also going to be using vitamin E to prevent oxidation anytime you're using especially raw plant butters and oils. You want to make sure that you're using vitamin E to make sure that, you know, it just helps it from not going rancid or oxidizing. I opted for a cranberry pomegranate fragrance oil from Berry. They really make sure that their oils are free from all the toxins that most fragrances have. So I was very okay with using this fragrance. It smells so good and gives a very berry fruity smell that I just could not pass up, you guys. If you prefer to use an essential oil, you definitely can, but just remember, just because essential oils are natural does not mean that they cannot be very sensitive for the skin. So just be careful of that as well. But if you want to play around with fragrances, don't be afraid to do it. Just make sure you do your research and get ones that are high quality. And to be fair, I believe we use less than 1% in this formulation. As you can see, instead of just dumping the cool down phase into the large batch, I'm just taking a little bit out and mixing it together. I do this just to make sure that the temperature is low enough for the heat sensitive ingredients and that the preservative is not going to destabilize the product, okay? Which is very rare with the preservative I use, but just to be on the safe side. You can also see a slight color change here, which could be definitely due to the vitamin E, but also the pH of some of these ingredients. But don't worry, once you put it into the larger batch, it will blend out evenly and really be pretty. But you will see some more color change coming up as we adjust the pH as well. To adjust the pH, we first need to test it. I'm just taking maybe 2 grams of the larger batch and adding some distilled water so that I can mix it up together, and my pH meter will be able to read the solution a lot better. So I'm just rinsing the meter bulb with some distilled water first, and then I'm going to place it into the solution to take the pH, and I believe it was under 4, which I did not want. That's just a little too acidic for me. Like I said, for the very soft, you want it between 4 and 4.5, just to keep that product stable, but as long as it's under 5, that's good. So I use sodium phytate. I believe I pronounced that correctly. I just made a small solution with distilled water. I believe it was like 50-50 percentage solution in order to adjust my pH up. Now you guys know I do this with citric acid, and usually that is to adjust the pH down, but in most cases you are adjusting it down to get it between 4.5 and 5.5. But in this case it was already very acidic, and that could be due to the ingredients that we used. Okay, so we want to get it up, so now we're going to use sodium phytate to adjust it up, and there's some other ingredients as well that does that. Now be careful when you first put it in. You're going to see, because it's more alkaline, it's going to turn it almost like a grayish blue, but don't worry, it's only a small percentage. Once you mix it in, it's going to still be pink, so don't worry. I believe I got this right at 4.95, which we're still a little higher than I wanted it to be for the very soft, but as long as it's under 5, I'm okay with that. And look how stable and beautiful this deep conditioner is. I'm really not mad at it. If you want to give yourself a little bit more room, just use a little bit more citric acid to get it down, and just play with it back and forth. A little citric acid, a little of the other adjuster, until you get the perfect amount that you need. Don't be afraid to do that, okay? So yeah, this is the final product, you guys. What do you think? I want to hear your comments. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know, what do you guys feel about this texture? What do you guys feel about the color? Overall, what do you feel about this DIY? I absolutely loved it. I use it in my son Keelani's hair, and it's just beautiful. It gives it so much slip because his hair is so thick and long. It is really hard to detangle his hair without him, you know, just being like, ouch, that hurts, you know. So this had mega slip and I love it. I use it. And if you guys would like to see a video of me using it in Keelani's hair, leave a comment down below and I will definitely do that. But trust me, this is what you're looking for. This is what you have been looking for, okay? The slip is absolutely ridiculous. Definitely the best deep conditioner I think I've made as far as having the best slip, softening properties, as well as detangling properties. So definitely give this a try, you guys. Remember always that I'm working overtime to, you know, get these DIY videos out for you guys, but it has been hectic. I'm still working on a lemon body butter. There's a lot going on, you guys. So yeah, it's harder for me to get these videos out, but trust me, I'm still here and I will do my best to get as many videos out as possible. Because I'm working on the lemon body butter pre-sale and other orders, I'm not able to respond to a lot of you guys as fast as I would like to. So check the description box, you guys. Not only is the full list of ingredients, measurements in the description box, other information and frequently asked questions are in there as well. I try to put as much information as they will allow me to have so it can answer some of you guys' questions. Please don't sleep on the description box, okay? Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I do not post there often, you guys, because I just been too busy, but most updates will be on Instagram, so make sure you follow me there at Yaya DIY Creations and hit that notification bell, you guys. It's the only way you can keep up with whatever I'm doing when I'm able to do it. So hit that notification bell and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.